Fight!
Want to fight about it?
All right, what is up, fight fans? We are back for another episode of the Want to Fight About It podcast here on That Sports Podcast Network. I'm your host, as always, Steven Rochelle. Got a fun one for you tonight, this evening, depending on when and where you're catching us. We're going to be joined by BKFC fighter Sydney Smith. Got a big last minute replacement fight, and without any further ado. Let's get to it, folks.
Fighting out of the red corner.
What is up, Sydney? How we doing this evening?
Man, highly favored and blessed today, man. Doing good.
Another fun day in life, obviously. Right before we got on here, your kids are bum rushing you before we're hopping on here. Is family kind of one of the bigger things in life outside of fighting? Obviously, we always talk about combat sports, we always talk about MMA, bare knuckle, etc. But we always don't get to talk about, I guess, the lighter side of life, like what are things you like to do with the little ones outside of being the mom, being the fighter?
He went to the gym with me tonight, so he definitely is in on that too. This year we started a garden. We've been planting sunflower seeds. We were playing out in the sand earlier, like building a sandcastle, like burying him and all kinds of stuff. So, we're just all over the place, and it's getting warmer here, so we're gonna be we just spend as much time as we can outside. Like,
yeah, it's getting that time of year,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I love it. I don't like being inside. If it's warm outside, I'm like, I want to go, ready to go. So yeah.
Yeah, so warmer thing. I asked this to one of the guests last week. If you had your choice, city life, farm life, mountain life, which life you choosing?
Well, I kind of have two of those, like a mountain farm life. I live in the Shenandoah Valley, like the Blue Ridge Mountains. So, I got the best of both worlds. So I choose A and B and C. So no A. I don't want to live in the city. I don't like that.
Yeah, you want the simple living. You don't want the hustle and
Yeah.
bustle of the craziness that goes on in city life.
I was born on a horse farm in the middle of nowhere, so it's kind of just in my blood. Yeah.
Yeah, horse farm. So is that one of the things you like to do outside of fight life is riding horses?
I haven't in a long time, but I definitely I really want to get back into it. Once I have the space, I want to get my kid a horse when he's a little bit older. And I want to try and buy back my childhood farm and turn it into a fight ranch, kind of like Cowboy Cerrone, and rescue horses that are going to slaughter and dogs that are going to be, put down and, do good things and help the community.
I think the one thing, like, I think people miss out, like, when we look at like how people kind of look at life, when you look at it like through media and things like that, people look at life and it's always mansions and these crazy, like, some of us, like, dude, just give me something simple, give me give me a rancher with a nice little bit of land where I could do some things like you were just talking about, like,
Yeah.
like a lot of athletes, you see that, like, as you were talking about, like Cerrone, where he basically has the super barn, so to speak, and he's got anything an athlete could want, and where you guys can pretty much, where he's held multiple camps there, brought guys in there for camps and things of that nature. So it's hard to be able to do that at times. You have to be I guess what you call one of those top tier money makers. Not always easy to get theirs, but it's one of those things, if you do it right, get the cards to
I
fall in your favor, take the right fights at the right time, regardless if you win or lose. The purse is proper, and you're saving up for it. You already know what you're working towards. And they,
Yeah, I mean, and there's also the nonprofit route. I mean, if you help enough people and you do enough good, you can there's ways that you can do it that doesn't require a lot of money, and so I definitely have done some research and it's on my radar. It's gonna happen at some point in my life, probably when I retire from fighting, but definitely like you're saying, take those nice little purses and just
you
start
even see movie stars are
start
doing that
trying.
stuff. They're buying up property and
Yeah.
building their own studios and things of that nature. So you're starting to see a lot of that, like people realizing they don't need everyone to do everything. I could do things on my own. I don't need this
Yeah.
crazy life all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I love going to the gym, but I also love that I have stuff that I can work with here at home. I've always been a huge, huge proponent of like drillers make killers, and what you do outside of the gym definitely matters as much, if not more, than what you do in the gym because, you can't spend enough hours in the gym. It's just not possible, right? But you can find the time at home or whatever, you know what I'm saying? To like sharpen your skills, and so that's what I've done just, like, my whole career. Because people always like, "How's your footwork? And how are you so fast? Like, how's all this stuff?" I'm like, "I just have drilled it for 10 years." Like, I don't know what to tell you. Do the
Now,
same thing. Like, I don't know.
now I want
Keep
to
a
switch gears
notebook.
here. Obviously, you know, got the big fight coming up, and another big name for you to slay. Another someone that's been got a lot of hype around her. Obviously, Crystal is definitely not somebody who is just a pretty face. She's a tough chick. She's definitely earned some of the hype that she has around her. Tell me how this fight came to be. Obviously, you weren't the original plan. Tell me how this fight came together.
The good Lord himself, no. But seriously, yeah, God. Um, yeah, so I had Chad Burkhardt actually sent it to me on Instagram. He took a screenshot because he's in one of those fight groups, and it's just happened to be one of the ones that I'm not in. And so he sent it to me, and so I called the dude. Well, I sent it to my manager first, and I tried to call him, but then I called the dude, and I was like, "Look, talked about waiting to hear back from my manager, but like." Throw my hat in. Like, they'll get
Like,
over
I
it,
have the
throw my hat
patience
in.
of
Yeah,
nothing, so I'm gonna do this on
right.
my own.
Well, we've been asking and, like, I was supposed to fight on the 420 card, and that fell through, like, the whole card, so I was like, "I'm in go mode, I wanna fight." We've been asking, 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 and it's just kind of, like, not been happening, so when I saw the opportunity, I was like checked my weight. I checked my weight and then called the guy because I knew they were gonna be like, "Can you do?" And I'm like, "You know what? I walk around, like, close to 135. So, I'll put on as much weight as I could possibly can. So, and we'll just scrap anyway. Like I don't really care. So,
So,
and they're like,
so
"Yeah,
first
you're
off,
crazy."
going up. Second off, you don't have to cut weight. So how does that make this different for this one? Obviously,
I mean, I've dealt with weight discrepancies so much in the past, like, other than Andy fought like the last 5 people, 4 or 5 people that I fought, 4 out of the 5 or something like that, like missed weight. So, and I still fought him, like by significant amounts. I'm talking like 5, 6 pounds. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I didn't fall all the way out here to Montana to not fight. She missed weight by 6 pounds. Screw it. Like, I'm still fighting, stuff like that. So, anyway, like I'm not as long as I'm prepared for it, you know what I mean? And I'm like I'm at full capacity. I'm not depleted from cutting. You know what I mean? Like I'll be okay. I think I don't really care about the weight. Like I'm just gonna stick to my game plan and do what I came to do and just fight. Like I've been staying ready, so it is what it is. It's just people don't believe me when I say that it's so hard for me to gain weight. They don't understand. But like my body just gets rid of it. It's just like anytime that I'm working out at an extreme level, my body is just like, bye. And I'm like,
It's like no matter what you're doing to put it on because
yeah.
you're being active and things like that, being in fight mode, you just kind of work it right, whatever it
It
is, right
sucks.
off.
Yeah, it's like a catch-22. I'm like, if I had a little more time, I feel like I would be able to like get a little higher in weight. But we've got a week, or we had a week, I think it was they told me everything was good to go on Friday. So, I was like, I ain't worried about it. I'll just, what I'm basically trying to do is just like stay where I was and not go any lower. And then that way, when I get out there and kind of chill out, I'll go up just a little bit. Like I will not be over 135. Like, I don't know. Hopefully, I might be able to, and then like cut a little bit, but I doubt it. But I'd rather, I'll just be at full maximum. What does Deadpool say? Like maximum effort. I'll be at maximum.
Like,
Give me.
I mean, people that don't understand, like, who don't like understand the fight game and like how weight cutting is done. Like some fighters, like we just seen with Kayla Harrison. I don't know if anyone paid attention. She weighed 136 pounds. Well, around fight night, she was almost back up to 160. So like that's big. Like her being able to make the bantamweight limit, but also rehydrating back up to that weight. That's a big advantage to be able to have. That's like two weight classes. So people
Yeah.
don't understand how that works sometimes. Good.
No, I mean, but Kayla Harrison is not. Everybody is Kayla Harrison. You know what I'm saying? So, but either which way, like I said, when I called the dude, and then my manager ended up calling me when I got off the phone with him, and we were talking about it. He was like, it's two weight classes, and I was like, I've done the calculations, like I'm good. Like I accept that it's high risk, high reward. Like, but I asked him, I was like, so where are we with like me at 115? And he was like, they're working on it. And I was like, okay. I was like, see, I was like, let's just do it. He's like, well, we can't get ahead of ourselves. We gotta ask them if they approve. I was like, listen, man. I said, I've been praying about it. Some people prayed about it. Like, if they give us the go ahead and everything, lines up, I was like, that's God, and let's go. Let's take it. And so some other things in my life have lined up too. So since I'll be going to Los Angeles, my pastor is good friends with Matthew Barnett, who runs the Los Angeles Dream Center. And so I'll be getting to speak to some of their residents and kind of share my story and give them some hope. That's what I fight for. I fight to point people to the Lord and, tell them like, hey, he can do it for me. He can do it for you. You know what I mean? Like, look at all this crazy
I mean,
life
I
I've
think that's
had.
kind of like some of the
So,
coolest things. Like why I love doing the podcast and the interviews is giving you guys this platform to be able to tell these stories, to to teach me something, to inspire me, to inspire somebody else. It's one of the funnest things I enjoy about this. So hearing that, not only that you're gonna get the fight, but you're also going to be able to kind of do some of the the outside of the combat sports world things that where you could touch people in other ways. I think that's probably the coolest thing about this opportunity that you're probably
yeah.
looking forward to, right?
I'm trying so hard not to cry, like, not in a bad way, but just I've been so completely overwhelmed with just how just God has been all over this one. And so, I'm super hyped about it. I'm just like floored by what he's doing. And like, I was literally born on a horse farm in the middle of nowhere in a village that's what it's considered as a village. It's not even big enough to be a town. And so now I'm about to be fighting on the biggest fights of my, like, you know what I mean? And preaching to people in Los Angeles, like, it's It's incredible. You should look up the Los Angeles Dream Center. It's an
Yeah, I
incredible
mean,
place. They're a
you're
nonprofit that have helped get so many of, the homeless in that area, like they're right there, and like right by Skid Row, or it might be on Skid Row. But just they and the way they've grown, and they have one, I believe, in Texas, and just the good that they do for people. I mean, they were like, "Thank you for taking the time to do this," and I was like, "What? Thank you for like letting like this is I don't know, it's just crazy."
thanks for thinking of me to have me come out and do this, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, well, God put it on my heart because he was like, "Sydney, you're gonna be in LA," and I was like, "Yeah, that's true." He's like, "What else is in LA?" I was like, "The Dream Center," and he was like, "Yes." So I like texted my pastor and I was like, "Hey man, I don't know, maybe just like I could go out there and like talk to the kids for a little bit, like informally, just be like, hey, give them some hope." And then now it's kind of like this thing, so it's
Yeah,
like I'm
now,
kind of more nervous for that than
big fight,
fighting.
knucklemania, you know,
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
you get the other side of the coin there. I don't think
Yeah,
you could ask for a better way to kind of kick off the spring this summer, right?
right. God is good. I'm blessed and highly favored. My son is healthy. Like, I'm so happy right now. And when I'm in a really good place, like, I fight really well. So, I feel really confident in my abilities. Like, I've been doing this for 10 years, and it's kind of like the old Thai fighters. Like, they've been doing it for so long that they just, like, they'll fight on the drop of a hat, Sometimes they'll just be like, hey, you want to fight this afternoon? Or the people come in and they're like, you're fighting this afternoon. And they're like, all right.
Like,
And then they just go fight.
okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just kind of like you have a comfortability with fighting after a while, and you're just like, I really don't care who it is anymore. Like, all I want to do is fight. Like, yeah,
It's more like another chance for you to kind of, test yourself, sharpen your skills, find more it's not even really about who's across from you sometimes.
yeah. It's just like I want to stay active, and with everything I've been through with all the scar tissue and stuff, and like the surgeries, and then having my son, you have to be out for that. And it's like, I'm tired of being out. Like, I don't want to sit around and twiddle my thumbs. Like, I just want to fight. I just want to fight, man. I'm not getting any younger. And it's like, especially when you see like a bunch of other girls getting fights, and you're like, I want to
But see,
fight.
when I also look at it, like again, it's nothing against Dave or anything like that. You got to think he's still within the first 10 years of infancy of what this thing is. Is that like you guys don't really have a built up division to sit there and say, you like, give me this girl, give me that girl.
Well,
There's always a couple names at the top that are kind of gotten a few fights in the organization. So it's like, okay, well, let me get this one or let me get that one. Well, then, like you guys, like how you're sitting there saying, you guys are waiting around 3, 6, 9 months. Like, hey, what's going on here? Where you have to take these opportunities. It's like, hey, like I just want to stay busy right now. You know, you know.
well, I mean, and they did have me on the 420 card, and I guess everything happens for a reason. But I was like, I really wanted. I was like, match me up next. Like, put me on something because, like, I'm in go mode. So, but the thing is like, I feel like that's what they're trying to do right now. Is that's why a lot of these other girls are getting fights, especially like some of the ones that are coming back from layoffs and some of the newer ones and stuff like that. Like, I feel like they're putting them against each other. And so I feel like they're kind of trying to build the 115 division to give us, um, you know, more people on like with the same experience level. I
Yeah.
mean, because a lot of us, even though I only have two technically like BAKFC fights, like I've been fighting for 10 years and not a lot of these other girls have. So, and I love Muay Thai, so like I'm used to like
The
I'm
elbows,
used to that.
knees, you're
So
used to all of it.
used to it. So knuckles are kind of nice sometimes, I'm just like I don't feel any of it anyway, so I don't really care. But and that's like I really don't feel like anything.
Did you? You're talking about knuckles too. Obviously,
Yeah.
you're a bare knuckle fighter. Did you happen to see Frank Mir's comments that he would like to see the wraps disappear at some point in time and like to see like true hand to hand combat with with
Honestly, man,
on?
those wraps don't do anything anyway. I mean, they're just what wrist support. Most of the time, I don't really get them thick anyway. I'm just like they don't. I mean, by the time you've gotten in there, they're not really. I mean, some people put them on there real thick, but I'm just like I don't care. It's like I know how to punch people, so I'm fine. I don't need a lot of stuff there.
Most people have been fighting long enough know how to punch without breaking their hands, regardless if there's a wrap on it or not.
Oh my gosh, one time, even before bare knuckle, right? This was when I was making my pro debut. I was in a boxing gym in town, and like this old guy came in there and was like, and so like I was hitting the bag with no gloves on, which I've done for forever. And so then like he fussed at me, and I was just like, dude, like I'm good. Like I know how to throw a punch. Like go. Leave me alone, please. Like, just carry on, sir. You kind of pissed me off a little bit. I was like, dude, leave me alone. Like, I don't even know you. Get away from me. He's never even been in there before. He's just like this old crotchety man that just comes in and
Oh,
throws
here's one
people.
for you. We see it all. On social media, you got weirdos and you got weirdos in gym. What has probably been your weirdest experience, whether it be a gym weirdo or the creeps that roam the dark areas of social
The
media?
interwebs. Oh my gosh, man. You get some really, really weird stuff on the internet, especially Instagram. Like, you never know what's going to happen on there. And I don't even like, I can only imagine what some of the other, the girls that do like OnlyFans and stuff. I'm like,
Oh
I don't
God,
even
yeah,
want to
right.
know what your inbox looks like because this is what pops in here from time to time. And I still, it's like, no, I'm good. So, like, I don't, no offense.
Well,
Like,
I
people
just
do what
had
they do,
Sam
but
Alvey on it, and I asked, like, he always posts stuff up of like some of the goofballs that does stuff, and I asked him, he's like, I've actually gotten death threats.
one dude asked me to be mean to him, and that because he was into alpha women, and that all I had to do was be mean to him, and he would pay me. And I was like, no.
I don't know.
Block.
Are there actual women he can reach out to pay to do that? That like that's a thing somewhere.
I don't know. He
Not,
liked fighters or something. I don't know. I was like, well, there's other female fighters, but
they
you're
can
barking
pretend
up
to
the
be
wrong tree
fighters,
here, sir.
right?
What I say? Leave me alone. One of my friends was like, "Well, you should have sent me his information," and I was like, "Oh my god, no."
One of the girls at the gym.
No, it was just like one of my friends in real life that I like
Oh,
told
okay,
about
okay.
it. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I'll do it," and I was like, "No, I blocked him."
You should have probably sent him uh what was it, Paige Van Zantz's OnlyFans information. She probably would have did it.
Now she's fighting for like a boxing title fight
Yeah,
after
she's
she's just been
what was it,
hoeing around for a while.
her
It's
and
like I
Ellie
don't
Page, is
understand.
it?
Yeah, it's so dumb. In my opinion, but who am I,
I
right?
just think it's amazing, like her being like mid-level as you ever could be as a fighter.
Yeah.
Just these
Oh my
still
god.
be getting these opportunities. It's
I know, and
beyond
it's
me.
like, why? Oh, all right, but it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, she's just been hoeing around for a while and showing people her butthole and stuff. Like, why are you fighting for a title? You haven't fought in like pretty much since Britain beat her up, right? Or did she
Was the
fight
last
somebody
time
after
she's won?
Britain?
Was it like Felice Herring in the UFC?
Shut up.
I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not. I'm really not. But
Sorry, that was funny.
she's like literally like the last handful of opportunities that she's gotten, the wrestling thing that I don't know if that was ever a thing or not. She wasn't, and she did take some bare knuckle fights. She got trounced pretty bad there. I'm just
Oh
saying,
yeah.
for somebody to be as mid level as you could be, the opportunities that she still gets at top level is just, it makes you scratch your head sometimes.
Yeah, it really does look my head. Yeah, I don't get it. I just think she's kind of irrelevant, so I just try not to pay attention to her.
I
But
mean,
sometimes it,
sometimes I do think it's like being managed properly, like having like people that know how to work both what you are and what your style is to kind of make it work. But at some point you have to sit there and say, like, we want to have not just you know a freak show, or just a whatever exhibition fight. We've seen all of them 1,000 times over, regardless if we're talking men, women, or whatever. We're about to go through it now again with Tyson and Jake Paul. Everyone's talking about that, but no one's sitting there talking about Diaz and Masvidal, or about the fight. Like, why are we not talking about that? Everyone wants to talk about what's going to happen with Tyson and Paul, when there's not even going to be judges for it. Like, what are we talking about?
yeah, I don't know, man, but I I don't know. Some things just really don't make sense, and
Like, listen,
that's all you can
I
do
think
about
we've
it. I
all
don't
accepted
know.
it. You made it make sense to us, right?
Right? Like, you expect us to pay to watch these things, but, I guess the only thing with Paige Van Zandt is maybe as a promoter, they're like, she has all these followers on OnlyFans and they'll watch, So, like, if they'll pay to see her, you know what I
But
mean? Like,
show me how that translates to
I don't
pay-per-view
know.
sales, ticket sales, etc. Just show me
No
that, and
idea.
I'll shut up about it completely.
I don't know, man. Somebody somewhere pushed it hard enough. I don't know, or
Well,
I,
no, I
I
mean,
don't know.
it's not like we
But
talk about all the time. Like people sit there and like want to praise Dana, and I'm not going to be one to sit there and vilify Dana. But like when you go and look, that they just had the antitrust settlement, which I think is a big slap in the face to everyone who wanted that to go to trial. I don't know exactly what happened there, but like obviously, we talk about it all the time, regardless, on air, off air, whatever. There's great parts about combat sports, and then there's the dirty, dark areas. It don't matter
oh
which
yeah.
sport you talk about it's there, regardless of if it's discussed or not. And it's one of these things, like, we're still, when we talk about aspects of combat sports, it's still young, it's still growing, it's still an evolving thing. So it's interesting to see how some of this stuff all plays out. And then you still have, I guess, your promotional cheerleaders, so to speak.
Yeah, it is interesting how things play out sometimes. I've seen some stuff in my day, but I'll save that for when I retire. I don't throw anybody under the bus, like past or present, you know what I mean? Not present. I mean, BKFC is like they're a great organization to work for, and they
I
make
love
you feel like
these.
family. So, it's I really like I really love working for BKFC. Like, I I think my manager misunderstood me because I was like, if they don't have anything for me, I'd like to do like, find something else, but not. And he was like, well, if I just say put you to BYB, I was like, no, no BYB. I was like, I don't want to do anything else bare knuckle unless it's BKFC Muay Thai. I said, other than that, maybe do some like Muay Thai fights or boxing fights, just something, to stay busy because right now I'm just trying to tell y'all, like, I just want to fight. Like, I have been driving everybody crazy. I've been driving my manager crazy. I've been driving people in my, like, everybody in my daily life crazy because just all I want to do is fight. I just can't shut up about it. And so, like, and I just can't stop, like doing stuff, and so I was just be like, and I know because anything can happen on any given day, right? And like they've called me so many times, short notice, and they're like, Sydney, will you fight? And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Like before they even tell me who it is, I'm like, yes, like I will fight. I don't care. Like always call me because I'll always say yes. And so, I've had to do like a crap ton of medicals. Like, we had to do we're doing all our licensing, and I've got to like get everything ready, and I've got to set things up for my kid and my dogs, you know what I mean? And like just everything on top of eating nonstop and like just trying to like just juggle everything in this last like little bit of time because I was out of town. I didn't get back into town until Saturday because I had to move furniture. And then went to church on Sunday, and then today had all kinds of doctor's appointments and stuff. And then tomorrow I fly out at 11. So, you know, it's just like boom, boom, boom. So,
I think most
but
important is getting the medicals done, right?
yeah, so I got all of the medicals done, and then my MRI is already scheduled for out there. I think that first thing Wednesday morning, and then we're good to go. So,
As long as everything gets situated, like, as crazy, as it has been since, you took the fight, and as you were sitting there saying, getting all your ducks lined up so you can go out there, do what you got to do and all that. Like, as I said, it's the nuances that people do not understand about what athletes have to go through just to get to fight night, regardless
yeah,
of getting in there, winning, or anything else that goes in there. There's so much that goes on. The athletic
yeah,
commission, getting your corner situated, getting your family
yeah.
situated. God forbid you actually
Flights,
have people
hotels.
flying out for the fight. Like that, then there's another layer to it. Friends and
Yeah,
family to say like, "Hey, we're coming out, so where are you gonna be at? We want to catch up with you." Like there's so much
yeah,
being thrown at you guys, and then
yeah,
you still have to mentally reset yourself to go in there and punch someone in the fucking face.
yeah, yeah. And people are like, "What?" And so, like, I've just kind of I've just kinda gotten used to it. So, like, I let myself feel some emotions before, like, I leave. You know, I'll let myself in the time leading up or however long I have. You know, like, I know I'm gonna miss my kid, right? Like, I'm not used to being away from him. Maybe like a day or 2 at a time, you know what I mean? So, like, when I fight, it's kind of like a shock to both of our systems because 'cause we're like we're not used to it, but I mean, he loves being with his dad, but it's just like we're used to,
He's not at the
seeing
age
each
where he
other.
actually understands it.
He's 3. I mean, today he did for the first time. He said, "I want to go with you to fight." He was like, "I want to come with you," and I was like, "It before too long, bud." You know what I mean? You gotta be just a little bit older, then you could
You're
come
like,
with
give me like two
mommy
more
and
years.
yeah, and so, but he's so used to like he literally grew up in the gym,
Yeah,
so
I
like
know.
he's
I
just
know. Like,
used to it. Yeah,
my
he's a
son and my daughter
fixture.
did that watching my, you know, my ex stepdaughter. Like, she used to be in the gym all the time, and they were like, literally, like, just watching her from out of the cage. That they literally like
Yeah,
would it. Yeah, I'm sure. There was times when I remember when my daughter was in that stage watching her uncle fight, and she got emotional, crying like even seeing him bleed or whatever. But as she got older, it was just it's something she grew into, and it was just second
yeah,
nature. Now, somebody messes with one of her friends, she's the one that's in between them, running her mouth louder than the rest of them in the room.
yeah, I mean, it's good for kids to grow up in martial arts.
I think
And,
the big thing is
yeah.
is when you tell people to be in the gym, it's not to sit there and say like everyone's going to be a fighter, just to give you the confidence to be able to speak up, stand up for yourself
Yeah.
when those situations arise.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And especially kids, sometimes they just don't feel confident enough, or somebody hasn't shown them how to stand up to people, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's definitely a good environment to have kids in, and it gives them structure and discipline, but it also is a lot of fun. And, you kind of feel like you have a superpower sometimes, but you can only use it for good, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's something that I take very seriously. I love having my son in the gym. So.
All right, as we get ready to wrap this one up, what give everyone out there, like, I guess how you feel this fight's gonna go, and why you think that this is a good fight for you, and you know you should get your hand raised yeah, when everything's said and done on the 27th.
I mean, I have a feeling it's gonna be a war, man. Like neither one of us have any quit in us, and I'll come in with some fire. We're on the biggest fight card of the whole year, and this thing is stacked. We're in LA, we're in California for the first time, and just how God is moving. Like when I feel when I feel him like moving, it's usually a good night. So, I'm ready to just go out there and have fun and just relax and, just stick to my game plan and I think I get my hand raised. So you guys can check that game plan out Saturday night.
I always like the like it when you get a fighter going up a few on short notice. Anything can happen, and as we were already sitting there saying. As we're getting ready to wrap this one up, I want to throw a couple different things at you, little rapid fire style. Okay.
Sure.
All right.
I love these.
Who's the best striker in combat sports right now?
Let's see, Max Holloway. Didn't he just prove that via both?
He's the baddest G ever at this point in time
I
after
love
what he
him.
just did to Justin Gagey. I mean,
Exactly. Look,
listen,
man,
that
Warriors
I
don't
already
walk
said it
around asking
last week.
people
That was
how much do
knockout
they
of the year.
weigh.
That
Yeah,
might
he
be
said.
knockout of the year. Might even be knockout of the century at this point in time. Like
Yeah,
that's
at least a
going your shot.
decade. Yeah, that was awesome.
That's like
So.
baseball versions. That's Babe Ruth calling his shot, sitting there knocking his home run. That's basically what that was right there.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was a good fight. That whole card was awesome.
Favorite active fighter to watch.
I'm really bad with names, man. Let's see. I like watching Christine Furia fight. She always brings the heat. I'm gonna go BKFC on
Can't
that
go
one.
wrong there, right?
Yeah, we'll switch it up a little bit.
We already spoke a little bit on her earlier. Will Kayla Harrison's run dethrone Ronda's run? They're both Olympic medalists. They both came from judo backgrounds. Will Kayla's run ever overshadow Ronda's, or does Ronda being the first one in there just kind of cements her in that Mount Rushmore?
I mean, I guess it's your ask, particularly never was a huge fan of Ronda. So, I think Kayla has a lot of potential. I think, she's a powerhouse and she's a phenomenal athlete, you know what I'm saying? Like, and now she has elbows because she was in the PFL, no elbows. And when she went and fought an Invicta with those elbows, man, I'm trying to tell you, that was a really, really like she was super happy and she messed the other girl up. So, you know what I'm saying? So Kayla Harrison, dude, she's a force to be reckoned with. I think she
I
goes on
think
a
if she's
tear.
smart, she plays the heel. She plays the villain, plays the bad guy. No one likes
She's
her,
like,
and that's fine.
yeah,
Play
she's like, I don't
play the
care.
bad guy.
Yeah, she's like, I don't care, but you can't deny that, like, I'm a good athlete. You know what I mean? I'm a good fighter, so she doesn't care, and I like that.
I mean, I'm glad she's finally here. It's one of the things that I was looking forward to. Last one, favorite cheat meal.
I love pizza. I love pizza. With extra sauce. I get it from New Brothers. It's like, like the Italian pizza. So like it's like got greasy and stuff. And I'm always like, can I
Extra
have it with
saucy,
extra
extra greasy.
sauce? Yeah. And then I get a slice of limoncello cake too. Like they know my order. They know where I live. And they know I tip pretty decent. But they're like it's kind of far away, but they're the only ones that deliver to my house. So
You get what you can get. I'm with I'm with you. I'm rather picky with my pizza. There's like either like one or two places in the area that I'll actually like order pizza from. Everything else it's like no.
yeah, I like mine with back in the day, people used to have like the pizza places used to put more sauce on their pizza. Even Pizza Hut, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to love Pizza Hut pizza because it used to have a lot of sauce on it when I was a kid. And then it just changed. And
Nothing
I'm
tastes
like,
tastes
why?
right no more. I ain't gonna argue with you
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, man. Like they took all the sauce out of the pizzas and it's just like a thin layer and I'm like, nah, that's not pizza. I want lots of sauce. So yeah, that's
All
my
right,
favorite cheat
well,
meal.
let's put a bow on this one, and we're gonna do the fighter spotlight here. And you know how I typically do this is kind of throw the microphone over you. End your interview, wrap it up how you like it. Anyone you would like to give any shout outs to, shoot out those sponsors. Show love to them. We could show them that walkout tee that
Oh, I'm sure.
we were talking about beforehand. The floor is yours, my
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah, so I mean it might be flipped, but we've got Energy Windows LLC. Get that, like he can do anything, man. He can build stuff, he can fix your windows, do your siding, just roofing, all kinds of stuff. My gym, National Enemy Institute, Be Cool Window Care, In Your Corner, Shaded by J Window Tint, William Little, attorney at law. He's such a great lawyer. And the CF Warrior Project. Thank you guys so much for all your support over the years. Maranatha, come on, Jesus, let's go. And then, as always, Sunday is John 14:6. So that's my walkout shirt. I'm super hype. And like I said, I've been speaking about it the whole interview, but like just my, I'm so blown away by like how much God's hand is on this fight, and I just want to give him all the glory and the honor because like I'm just here to spread his name and do what I love. Like I get to be a roughneck and still point people to Jesus. So what better calling could you ask for on your life? You know what I'm saying? So like I'm just super grateful and blessed to be here. I'm just gonna go out here and fight my heart out, and I hope you guys enjoy the show.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. I was already looking forward to it beforehand. Last one, main event. Mike Perry, Thiago Alves. Who are you taking getting their hand raised when everything's said and done?
Yeah, I love me some Mike Perry. So
A lot of people feel that way, and Thiago, when he was in the UFC, he was a freaking animal, man. But
yeah, I know, but
leg kicks are going and things of that nature. I didn't always felt like he had the greatest head movement in boxing, so I don't think that plays well. Mike knows how to throw his
oh
hammers.
man,
There's a little man right there. He said, "No,
yeah,
that's enough. It's my screen time now."
yeah. No, not before bed, but he's about to go to bed. So,
All right, Sydney. Anything else you want to say before we wrap this one up, my friend?
um, nothing much, man, but just thank you so much for having me on, and thank you to BKFC and Crystal and my management team. And I'm just ready to go out here and throw down Sucker Punch Entertainment. Hashtag represented. Let's get it.
All right, Sydney. Appreciate your time as always. Safe travels. Best of skill for you, and we'll
Thank
definitely
you.
have you back on here again in the future. And enjoy your time with the the other stuff that you're doing as well, my friend.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
You too. All right, everyone. That was Miss Sydney Smith. She is days away. When this airs, it's gonna probably be the day of or the day before her fight. So this should be a fun one. Knuckle Mania. As she already said, it's a little crazy time for her right now. All the last minute stuff, but another fun one in the books. That should be a fun weekend. April 27th, Knuckle Mania out there in California. Guys, if you don't have the BKFC app, make sure you get that locked down so you don't miss that fight. Obviously, we talked about the main event. Sydney's another one of those fighters on those cards that it's definitely going to be looking to make a statement. Obviously, coming up 2 weight classes, so should be a fun one altogether. Other than that, folks, make sure you guys are locked in. Here at the Wanna Fight About It podcast on the Sports Podcast Network. I'm Steve Rochelle. We will see you guys next week, and we will have some more interviews. Stay tuned, my friends.